Google Docs, Chapter 3. On this chapter, we'll be talking about how to set up the page in your Google Docs, how to share it, how to print it, how do we format it, how we add links properly, how do we comment on that. So if you have your students, and how you can comment on their work, and how to publish the document if need be. All right, so let's get started. Okay, from Google Drive, I can access Google Docs. Click on the red button here. Click on Google Docs. You can also access Google Docs from Drive from the 9-grid here, the 9-grid menu. You click on More, and you'll see it there as well. And again, if you are using a school Gmail account, it's going to look different. You probably won't have a shopping, wallet, and finance. Those will probably all be gone. So you should be easily find the Google Docs and other apps up right to the top. Much easier. Okay. So again, File, New Google Docs. And here we are. Now we can name this document. So you click here. So we're going to call it the ISTE standards. Okay. And then I'm just going to copy and paste the text that I did earlier, I got earlier from the Google Drive chapter. Okay, so just copy and paste. Now you can see I copied the text without all the other bolding, the formatting. Okay, so I'm going to show you how we use the formatting menu on Google Docs. Okay, so let's start from the way top left right here. You click on this line, the Google Docs home. You click on this, and now this is the Docs home. And now this is brand new for 2015, definitely in September. So now we can start a new document. You can do a blank document, and there are a lot of templates that they actually give us now. They have a resume, two resume templates, a report, a letter, and so on. You can do even more, and you can scroll right through this. It's very helpful. It's very clean. So, and I like this option a lot. Okay, so you can just go ahead, pick a template, and start typing. You can do that. Let me go back to the Google's home page, and you can see I have all my Google Docs files. I won't see my sheets. I won't see my Google Forms. I won't see my Google Slides, any other of the Google apps. I only see the Google Docs that I have. Okay. I have the list view. I can do it this way again, or go back to the the list view, or the grid view. I can sort all the options here, and I can open a file in a folder. Okay. Now I'm going to go back to my ISTE standards. Pick right here. All right. So here I have the usual top menu here, the file, and I have all the options here. Move the trash, folder, and so on. One thing that's great about Google Docs, I can download a file in this case, Google Docs, as a Microsoft Word if I need to, an open source document, rich text format, PDF, plain text, or web page as an HTML file. So you can actually create a web page using Google Docs. It's very cool. Microsoft Office does that, and I believe also Apple's Pages does that as well. So you can download it as a Word document, so that other people who do not have Google Docs, and I'll be really honest with you, I'll be like crazy. Why doesn't other people have Google Docs? It's free. But a lot of people are still stuck on Word, and that's okay. Or it's a PDF, so you can do that as well. This is great if you have schedules or letters that you want to send to parents. You can use the PDF format. Okay, that's my recommendation. I think a lot of people should choose the PDF so that no one can manipulate or accidentally change and edit the document, the Word document. Okay. And I can also publish to the web. Publish to the web, like I said, it can be like a website. So you can make a quick, fast website if you need to, and you can publish it this way. It will give you the link. If I publish it, are you sure you want to publish it? I press OK. It gives me this link here. Command C. I'm going to open a new tab, and let's paste that link back, and let's see how it looks as I published it to the web. Now here it is. I did not make any formatting options here, but here is a web page, and that's the URL. It's too long, but you can definitely share that link with parents or with administrators, whoever you need to. Okay, so that's the link there, and that's a web page. Click on that, click that off, and of course you can share it to the social medias of your choice here. Now what if I can also embed it by taking this code and putting it into like a blog. Okay, I can do that also without copying and pasting the text itself. All right, now say if I don't want to publish it, go back to File, Publish to Web. I'm going to stop the publishing right here and press, and I just click on it. Okay, are you sure? Press yes. Done. Okay, so consider publishing a page like that if you want, as like if you want to create a fast web page. All right, but just be very mindful of your school's privacy policy, making sure you don't use children's names to pictures and their birthdays, or using field trip dates and locations. So be very mindful of that. Now moving on, we have all this here, and I had the page set up. Let's let's now down here, down to the page setup, let's click on that and let's see what we have. Okay, here we have the choices of portrait, and that's the typical portrait letter size that we have here. Long way, up and down. We also have this landscape way, and let's click on that and let's see what happens to the page. And you see it stretched it out. Okay, it's now this wide and that tall. If I change it back, File, Page Setup, go back to Portrait, and then I can also change it to tabloid or legal size. Okay, let's go ahead and put the legal size and press OK, and you can see it's a little bit longer than the regular letter size. File, Page Setup. I'm going to put this back to letter, and I'm going to change the color if I wanted to, if I feel like I want to do something pretty cool, like a nice blue, and there it is. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and change that back, page setup, put it back to white. I leave the margins. Most people leave the margins. These are in inches, okay? And I keep them at 1 just by default. Now you can change the default, so every time you open up a brand new Google Doc, it will open up in whatever default you want to set at. Okay, but for our purposes, we'll just keep it simple. Press OK, back to normal. Moving on to the edit side, we have the edit, undo, redo. These are very, very key that I use a lot. I use the Command Z. The command's a little squiggly box, 4-leaf clover type of button, and that's in the Mac. Okay. Now, if you're in a PC, the Chrome browser will know that you are on a PC, and it will give you the Control click or Control Z. Okay. In Macs, they are Command Z. I can redo Command Y. I can paste things since I copied something already. I can select all. That's very useful. Everything is highlighted. You can delete. Now I want it back. Command Z. Command Z. It's back, and there it is. Okay. Now what's cool also, I can find a particular word in here and replace that word. Say if I wanted to change the word standards. Okay, let's just do this for fun. I'm going to go ahead and edit, find and replace. So I'm going to find the word standards, and I'm going to replace it with something else. So I'm going to click on find, and replace and type in for find. I'm going to find standards, and you can see in the background Google is already identifying where those words are and highlighting them, and I'm going to change that word into something else, and I'm just going to type in my name. Let's see what happens. I can replace one word at a time or replace all. I can replace all, and you can see back here it's been changed to Fred. But if I don't want to do that, I can press Command Z or go back to the edit button, undo, or click on the undo arrow button here. Okay. So yeah, so those ors, usually you have 3 options to do things. And that helps. Gets confusing sometimes, but pick and choose something that will help you do things efficiently. All right. So that's a very cool way. Now, here's another tip. If I wanted to find a particular word inside this document, I can do that also by using Command. And now you're in a PC, I believe it's Control F. We're going to use Command F, and this window pops up. I'll try that again. I'll show you. Command F, it pops up. Find in the document a particular word, and I'm going to find the word communicate. And you can see Google is highlighting the letter so far, C-O-M-M-U-N-I-T-Y. Communicate. If I can spell it right. There it is. So I have 2, 1 of 2, and the first one is highlighted darker than the other one. I can toggle through which one I want. But this is good where I can find the word count of a particular word, or if I need to focus in a particular word and see if my students use that, say, in a vocabulary word in their essay. All right. So I'm going to close that. So that's a very good, useful tip that I think you guys will enjoy. Now, in the view section, I can see the print layout. I can just see it this way. Print layout is where obviously I see how it's laid out for printing. Mode, I don't really use that much, but I can't. It's up to you. You can play with that. These you can pretty much skip. I like full screen sometimes so that I can be less distracted from my top menu bar, or the time, or the date, and any other of those things that can distract me from writing. So if I click on the full view, okay, there I see the full view. All my editing and formatting choices are gone. Okay. Now in this full view, how do I get that back? I can press the escape button, and on the Mac it's on the top left. Press escape, and here the menus reappear. Okay. Insert, I can insert an image, a link, and so on. Let's insert that dolphin again that I had earlier, but I want to insert it somewhere in the middle. Okay. In C, letter C, right before the letter C, I'm going to go ahead and click insert image. Let's find that image, and it's in my Google Drive. Here's my dolphin. Press select, and it should be inserted right there where I place my cursor by the C. Okay. Now I can resize as long as I click on the picture. I can grab these corners, these little handles as they're called. Click, and I can drag it smaller. Okay. I can drag it bigger, and so on. But you see how all these words kind of awkwardly display, that kind of attaches itself to the picture. So what you can do here, I can use something called the wrap text. Now make sure you're highlighted on the image. Click on wrap text, and let's see what happens. There it is. So you see that the image is now surrounded by the text itself. I'm going to shrink it. Let's see what happens. So now it looks a little bit better. Okay. And it's right in the middle of the page. But if I wanted to move it, I can. I just put my cursor right over it, and now it's across, back and forth, up and down arrows. Click on it, and I'm holding the click, and I'm moving it here, and you can see I can drop it here. Now be very careful. It's gonna be kind of weird looking, but it may help you with making your document a little bit better looking. Okay. The break text, it's gonna make a break line. Let's see on the text. Click there, and you see there's a break. There aren't any words connected to it now. Okay, you see that? So that's also helpful. Make it a cleaner look. I'm gonna Command Z, or undo. Okay, so that can help also. This one I don't really use the 1/8 margin. You can change the margin there. All right. So you can insert images, a link, and so on. Okay, now, sorry, skipping a little ahead there. Now, say if I wanted to add the ISTI link to here, the ISTI link. I want to make a link there. Okay, so a couple ways to do that. I can insert link, and I can type in the link itself. And Google is very powerful. That they're all about searching. It can look for it immediately right here. All right, so click on that. It finds the URL. Here's the text, how it's going to look, and press insert, apply. And there it is. Very clean way of doing it. Okay, say a different word, creativity. Let's see if we can highlight it, put a link. And now here, Google has searched the internet, and they found a Wikipedia entry on creativity. So I can click on that, apply it, and I have the creativity linked to the Wikipedia article. Very cool, very fast, very clean. All right. Now, another thing I want to show you is how do I do research now? Okay. So if I want to do research on dolphins, let's just say dolphins. I'm going to keep this here. Dolphins. I'm going to make new line below. I want to use dolphins here. Say I have the ISTI text here and a dolphin picture, but I want to do some quick research and how to cite it. Here's what something's very powerful here. So if I go to Tools, go to Research, Tools, Research. Now here's Google. I have Google's search engine is right here available. Okay, so I can type in dolphins, and I have the search results here. Okay, so I can go ahead and hover my cursor on top of these different websites. Now, I am not a Dolphins fan of the Miami Dolphins, sorry, but I can insert that link, or I can cite it. Okay, so let's see if I preview it. It gives me a preview of how this looks like, but I don't need that. Click this arrow back. Let's try that again. Now I can also see what that link points to. And I'm going to go something here into the Dolphins Wikipedia. Go to preview. It's searching for it. And here's the Wikipedia. Is that the site I want to link to? Yes, I do. Then I can scroll over and insert that link. And you see underneath, I have the link inserted there. It's already highlighted. It's already inserted the URL. Okay. Now, how about if I wanted to cite that? Again, makes it really easy that Google puts this here, and I hover my mouse over it, and I have that cite button, and I go ahead and click it. Now, how do I cite this? I can go ahead and click or hover my mouse right here, and I see the cite button, and then it will add a superscript footnote to that article. So I click on cite, and here it is. right next to number one, the number one next to the dolphin link. Now I'm going to close this and let's find that footnote that's been inserted right there. Let's find that footnote, scroll down, and here is that footnote. Pretty cool, right? Pretty cool. It's been so helpful when I was getting my master's, writing my thesis all those years ago. But yes, very powerful. I think that's very useful for your students, for yourselves, and for your colleagues. So please share with them that little tip. All right. Now the formatting, you guys know, you understand how this works. The bold, italics, and so on. Line spacing, it's great. The tools, yeah, just spelling tools here. Now I can highlight a word. I can go form tools, find the spelling. No spelling suggestions on this document because this document, I believe there are no misspelled words here. So that's awesome. But if it was misspelled, if I got rid of the G, you can see here now that it's been highlighted underlined red. Okay, so you just click on that, double click, tools, spelling, and it will show you how to change naledi to knowledge, and you can change it. All right, that's very helpful as well. Tools, tables. If I needed to insert a table, you can. Say if I want to do a class list or a class list of some kind, like say Halloween candy, or if I wanted to a list of students or even a seating chart, I can do that here. Click on table, insert a table, and I just drag my mouse or hover my mouse over what I need. And if I keep going, it keeps going as far as I want. Okay, and then I could scroll down. Also, let's go crazy. 16 by 4, insert it, and here I have my 16 by 4 table. Okay, pretty interesting, pretty cool. I like it. I use it every so often. You can start typing in here, right there. Okay, so how do I delete a row? All I need to do is just click highlight across the row that I don't want, and then I press control click, and I can delete that row. Okay, or I can go ahead into table and I can delete that row. Delete row. If I want to delete the first row, I don't like it. Table, delete row. If I wanted to delete the first half of this column, table, delete column, and that's what I have. And then I just go ahead and highlight. If I want to delete everything, I can go ahead, table, delete table. Done. All right, pretty cool. Table, we ran through that. Add-ons, I don't really use add-ons. If you get into the more advanced usage of Google Docs, you're definitely welcome to do that. You just click on the get add-ons, and now add-ons are available in the other Google apps as well. Sheets, Google's drawing and forms, and other kinds of apps there. But you're definitely welcome to try these out. But it gets a little more that's a little more advanced. Okay, so check that out when you can. And the help button, it really helps that you can, if you have a real deep question, you could always ask us, and we're definitely here for you to help you. But you can also learn how to use the help search function here as well. All right. So that's pretty much it with Google. Now, an important part for Google Docs with your class, with your students, is commenting. Okay, so to comment, say this is a work of your students, and I'm gonna change the title of this. Student A's is the standards as an example, and this is their work that they shared with you. You can go ahead and comment. You're reading, say, hey, this paragraph right here is awkward. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to highlight the words, the paragraph, or even the words, and press comment, and press the comment button again here. Okay. You could also access that comment button by the middle of the page in that menu bar, insert comment. It highlights the whole thing in yellow. Now, I'm commenting, so it has my name, and I can comment where this sentence is awkward. Please redo and comment. Okay, so when a student arrives to their Google Docs, first of all, they will get a notification that there was a comment in their document, in that particular document. When they go in, they will see here it's been highlighted and they can see your note. Okay, and then they'll fix it. They can fix it and so on. They delete whatever they need to do. Okay, and then they'll reply back. Mr. J, as my students call me, I fixed it. Reply, and it has their name. All right, and then you'll get a notification saying that student A fixed that document or attempted to fix that document. You go in, you look at it, you can resolve it, and then have the comment disappear. But it's not really gone. It's going to be available in the history. So I'll show you how to do that. So as a teacher, you go in, good work, press reply, and I can resolve the whole thing. It's gone. Now, before I resolve, you have these three buttons here. You could edit, so the student could edit that comment they sent you. Same thing with yourself. And then now I can click on the resolve button, and it's gone. Now, how do I go back to those notes those comments that I sent? You can go back to comments, and I can see the history of all the comments that I used with my students. Okay, so you can definitely use that. This thing here called notifications, and I found this out a few weeks ago. Here, you click on this, and you can just see the comments that you've made or none. Okay, so you can do that as well. You can skip all your students' comments, and you see the ones you did here. That helps. Okay, but I usually leave it all so that I can get the notifications, and also my students or my colleagues or whoever, that they can see all the comments going on. Okay, that's that with comments. Now, how do we get to seeing the whole history? Say if you have 2 or more students working on the same document, you can see, as long as they share the document with each other, you can see who logged in and what they did. It's going to be found under the File, See Revision History. You click on that button, and you can see all the changes that were made by the student and what time. They were time-stamped by Google. So you can see, obviously, I'm by myself here in this video, but you can see I did 2 major changes this way. Back at today at 2:24, add nothing, it was empty, and I can restore that revision to empty. But I'm not going to do that, and I can click on back to the most recent. It's going to be rising to the top. Okay, if I wanted to go more detailed for every little piece of edits that I've made, or the other student or their partners have made, you can scroll right through this. Okay, I can click on one. Okay, it's probably showing me one of the dolphin and the citation that I added for this particular time. Now, this is a great way so you can track how much each group member is working on the project itself. You can spot check if one student is slacking off, maybe only logged on once. You can take the appropriate matters from there. Okay, so going back to the document itself, and we are back here. How do I print this? So let's try to do this again. File, print. Okay. Now I can save it as a PDF. It's great. Or you can print here. You can print all the pages or just particular specific pages that you want to print. And it's always a good idea to save paper. So be mindful of that as well. Okay. Cancel. Another thing you probably want to see is probably the languages. You can change the language if you have students, English ESL students, English as a second language students. You can click on this language. You can change the language here. You may be able to use that, and hopefully that's helpful for you. Okay. All right. So that's Google Docs. I'm going to go ahead and close it now. Go back to my Google Drive, and then Google Docs is, you can find these are the blue icon with a text on them. Okay, this one here, the About Us, that's shared. I mentioned that earlier. You can tell that's shared. All these others are not shared. So it's a good way to spot check which documents works. Oh, I also want to make note that Google, they will list the folders first. Okay, they'll do the folders in alphabetical order, the way I want it, A to Z, and the documents they will follow next. Okay, all the documents and files they follow next. Okay, so hopefully that helps. If you have any questions, please contact us when you can.